How we doing? This is Fox back again for SoundDesignTutorials. I'm following up on a request from one of my subscribers. His name's, I think it's pronounced Victor. He asked me to make sort of a dirty sawtooth bass line with Sylenth. He heard it on a Burnyard episode 4 out of 5 from YouTube. I'll do a link in the description to the track where he showed me the sound, and you can hear the sound at 3 minutes 52 where he dirties it up. It's something Avicii's doing. It's not close, it kind of sounds like it, but it's the best I could get with Sylenth. But here is the sound. He said it was a dirty bass line, but when I listened to it, it sounded quite thin and quite middling. So yeah, it's not a bass line. If I was using this as a bass line, I'd layer a sub directly underneath it following the same tones, so just to beef it up. But here it is anyway. The only external processing I've got is these two compressors are a bit sidechain compression. This EQ8's doing nothing. And these two EQ8s, I've got one before the sidechain and one after the sidechain, just boosting the mid frequencies, which is where the heart of this sound really is. So yeah, I'll turn those two EQs off and the overdrive. I'll leave the sidechain compression on just to keep it pumping. Okay, real simple. I'll talk you through this one. It was really easy. Okay, all I had was one saw wave with one voice, and on oscillator A2 I had a Q pulse with one voice. That's the basis of the sound. Just show you quickly, these MIDI clip is around the C3 range. I've got it on E3, so this is how you're going to make it if you're playing it as a standard C3, which is the starting note for most synths. Oscillator 1, we're going to pitch all the way down 3 octaves. This is what is going to give its grainy sound. I haven't put a voice on the Q pulse yet. I'll show you what it sounds like first. A really slow saw wave always sounds dirty because you can really hear the peaks and the troughs. Okay, the volume for this I had about dead center. I keep them all on maximum actually. I didn't do anything with the phase, detune, stereo or pan. The Q pulse, I will now bring that voice in. I kept the amp envelope how it comes as standard. Full sustain, tiny bit of attack just to stop any clicking. We want to pull this Q pulse down 1 octave as well. Saw wave's giving it the low end grit and the Q pulse is giving it that sort of zingy sound. What did I do on this? I pushed the phase around to around about 100 degrees. Stereo and pan kept where it was as standard. Everything else we do from here on out is just effects, just some distortion and a bit of compression. That's all I use. So the distortion, I used a clip. Push the amount right around to about 6.7. Pull the dry wet back to about the same, about 67%. And just a compressor just to bring that distortion out a bit. I had the ratio where it comes as standard, threshold pretty much the same. The attack and the release, just turned it on. We'll put a low pass filter on. Bit of resonance on the master filter. Click the warm drive button. We're also going to boost the drive on this filter as well, just to help distort it even more. You can hear in the track, in that little clip that he showed me, they're modulating the filter. cut off around 40 Hertz. Master filter, pretty much where it comes as standard. I've given it a bit of resonance on both filters for filter A and the main filter control. That just helps go with the distortion as well and just give it that gritty sort of sound. You can play with the cutoff on the filter then to suit. I say you'll have it modulating if it was me. You could easily set an LFO to that if you want, but say for now, that's it, real straightforward. I say keep the polyphony on 3 voices, we're only using 2 voices. It's individual bass note, individual notes, so it could be on mono if it needed to. So then all I did was add a bit of distortion with inside Ableton, which was the overdrive. I had the drive on 50%, tone on 47%, dynamics and dry wet around about the same, 35, 36, 37%. And then I honed the EQ around about 3,500 hertz range. Just before this peak on these 2 EQs that we're doing. So I'll turn the EQ on again just to boost these sort of frequencies, and then the one after the sidechain compression, this is going to make a difference. Handy tool and EQ to accentuate the parts that you really want to stand out in a track. Simple processing. There it is anyway, with a quick little beat I made. If you wanted to make it more stabby, cut the sustain down, just play with the decay until you get it how you want it. There you go, simple sort of dirty mid-range bass with Sylenth. I hope this is what the chat was after. But yeah, for now that's it. So real simple, 1 voice saw wave, 1 voice Q pulse, distortion and compression, and some distortion in lane with some EQs pinpointing the bits that you want to accentuate in the patch. But yeah, for now that's it for me. Make sure you check out my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/MrMFox22. Loads more sound design tutorials on there. I'll do some full track workouts as well. I'm currently streaming at the minute as well, just testing the water, seeing how that's going. Make sure you subscribe for more tutorials anyway. Private lessons I do also. If you're interested in learning synths inside and out, any of the synths that I do tutorials on, I do private lessons through Skype. If you're interested, there'll be a link in the description. But yeah, for now that's it. Thanks for watching. Cheers.